There's this moment, and I'm sure you've had it 100 times, where you're standing in the middle of your own home and you suddenly realize that your brain hasn't stopped running since the moment you got up. You're keeping mental tabs on everything: how long your toddler actually napped, whether she ate enough protein, if she's getting overstimulated, when the next meltdown might hit, what time your husband will get home, or if he's going to even be home all week, and the 3 things you needed to remember for tomorrow that keep slipping again. Nobody sees any of this. Nobody knows the list that lives in your head, but you're feeling it. You feel it in your body tightening, in your jaw clenching, your thoughts looping, and all that you can think is, why does every part of this home depend on me so much? Welcome to the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. I'm your host, Jynae Schmidt. If you found yourself here, it means that you're ready to break free from overwhelm, create a peaceful, well-run home, and finally live with more structure, margin, and stability. Here you'll find practical rhythms, real-life systems, and faith-filled encouragement you need to simplify your home and reclaim your time so that you can show up fully for the life God is calling you to. Let's get started. What you've been assuming is that the heaviness that you're feeling means that you need to tighten up your routines, that you need to get more organized, be more disciplined, or push harder through the hard days, but that's really not the real issue at hand. The issue is that the heaviness isn't coming from what you're not doing, it's coming from what you're carrying. Because right now, your home is leaning entirely on you for the decisions, for the structure, for the emotional tone, for the resets, the rhythms, for the needs that never stop coming. It feels like you're failing, but the real problem is that your home doesn't have systems in place that carry their own weight. And when a home has no rest, no reset, no built-in predictability, the woman running it becomes the system. You become the system of the home, and the home leans on you instead of the other way around. It's not that you need more energy. It's not that you need to be trying harder, pushing harder. It's that your home needs support as well. Now, I notice this in seasons when I'm solo parenting, either because my husband's working out of town for an extended period of time, or because the days are so long that by the time he gets home, it's long after our daughter is already asleep and tucked away in bed. And on those days, I'm everything. I change all the diapers, I give her all the meals, preparing all the meals, taking care of all the cleanups, all the bedtime routines, all those little emotional moments, every single meltdown, every transition, every decision. It's all funneling straight through me. And the home starts to reflect that. Clutter collects in the corners. I'll find that there's small piles starting to form throughout the house. I find things in places that they don't belong because nothing actually has an actual home. Then my body gets tight, my patience thins, and my mind feels like it's running on a loop that's never going to stop. And for a long time, what I thought was that I just needed to get it together, that I needed more energy, that I needed to try harder. But the truth hit me in the quiet moments. It's that I wasn't the problem. The problem was that my home wasn't carrying any of the load, and I had all of that burden weighing down on my shoulders because I wasn't living in alignment with my feminine rhythms, the natural God-designed rise and fall of our energy, our emotions, our clarity, and our capacity. And when I push through my low energy phases, when I ignore my body's cues, when I overcommit in my high energy weeks and then I'm paying for it later, when I rush instead of taking time to slow down and simplify, what ends up happening is I end up wishing that I could hit a reset button on my whole day. I wish I could restart the day. I end up feeling like everything is harder than it needed to be, and I also find myself snapping, feeling guilty, and then running on fumes. But the moment that I honor the season that I'm in, not just spiritually, but like physically, emotionally, hormonally, that's when my home shifts. That's when I can slow down without having this guilt laying on my shoulders. I can rest without feeling like it's costing me something, and my home finally begins to carry its own weight. Real quick, can I say something that might hit close to home? If homemaking feels harder than it should, like you're constantly behind, constantly resetting, it's not you. It's the lack of method that actually fits your season of life. Which is why I created my signature offer, Modern Homemaker Method, and right now I'm rebuilding it. Not because it wasn't working before, but because it's time to teach the secret frameworks that I have trusted myself for years. The ones that have carried me through every season of life. Busy, slow, pregnancy, postpartum, interrupted, and still hold. Yes, I teach decluttering and cleaning, but this goes beyond surface tips. This course is a full roadmap for building a peaceful, life-giving home built around rhythms that honor your energy, your capacity, and your actual life. This course is closed right now while I finish these powerful upgrades, but if you're on the VIP waitlist, you're going to get early access to the course, VIP-only bonuses that the public will not get access to, as well as sneak peeks as I build this next chapter with you in mind. If you're ready for a method that finally works, you can become one of my VIPs by going to jynaeschmid.com/waitlist or tap the link below in the show notes. Remember, this isn't just another course, it's the framework you've been missing, and I can tell you it's going to change your life because that's what it did for me. Now, back to the episode. Now here's the shift, if this is something that you want to feel as well. Your home was never meant to run on your energy alone. It was meant to be supported by rhythm, by systems, the predictability, built-in rest, that natural ebb and flow of your feminine design. And when you listen to the cues that your body and your home are leaving for you, that's when your entire pace will change. You can see what needs to be simplified. You see what can be left for another day. It doesn't need to be done right now. It can be left for another day. You see what truly matters and what doesn't, what you can release. You stop absorbing everything and you start leading with awareness. And then suddenly, the day feels lighter, not because you did more that day, but because your home adjusted as well. When you ignore these cues, that's when your home starts draining you. You start carrying emotional weight that you were never meant to hold. You absorb every single mood, every shift, every need. You become that reset point, the plan, the calendar, the structure, and the pressure all at the same time. And even the smallest things, I'm sure you can relate to this, even the smallest things begin to feel heavy. Not because you're failing, but because the home was designed to share the load, and right now it isn't. A home without rhythms becomes a home that relies completely on the woman who is running it, and that's why you're so exhausted. So now imagine a home that actually supports you instead of draining you. A home where your rhythms are carrying half of that load, where your systems are reducing decisions instead of adding more decisions for you to make, where your feminine cycle sets the pace instead of your to-do list, where your slowing down doesn't derail your whole day, it fits with the day. Imagine sitting on the couch with your toddler at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with a tea in hand, and for the first time in a long time, you actually feel present instead of pulled in 100 different directions. Imagine ending the day with mental space left, emotional margin left, breath left. This happens when you stop trying to be the whole system and you start letting your home function the way that it was designed to be. Not through being perfect, not through hustling, but through having a rhythm in place. And this is exactly what we build inside the modern homemaker method, which is rhythms and systems that carry the weight so that you don't have to carry it all on your own. If you want those afternoons where your toddler brings you a little flower from the yard and you actually have the capacity to kneel down, to smile, and to take it, go add your name to the waitlist at jynaeschmid.com/waitlist, or the link is also for you below in the show notes of this episode. Remember, your home was never meant to run on your strength alone. I know you're a strong woman, but it was never meant to rest entirely on your shoulders. When you let it carry part of it, the load itself, the home is equally carrying the load with you, that's when everything's going to soften. That's when the pace, the pressure, even the way your day feels, it all becomes simpler. Now, thank you so much for tuning in today. If this episode spoke to you, pass it along to another homemaking friend who would feel seen by it as well. And I'll see you next time, same place. Did something in today's episode encourage you? If it did, would you take a minute to hit subscribe and leave a quick review? It's such a simple way to support this show and help other homemakers find this encouragement as well. And if you're looking for even more support in your homemaking journey, come join our free Facebook group. Just head over to bit.ly/homeroutines. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you in the next episode.